We're all pretty used to AI that can talk, right? Chatbots, assistants, you name it. But what if AI could do more than just talk? What if it could actually act? Well, today we're diving into that exact idea, the next big step in artificial intelligence, agentic AI. This is the kind of AI that actually gets things done.
Okay, just think about this for a second. What if you could give an AI a complex goal, not just a question, but a goal, and it could then figure out all the steps, interact with other systems online, and just complete the task for you? That's the world of agentic AI. And believe me, it's a huge leap from what most of us are used to.
So what's the real difference here? Let's break it down. You give a chatbot a question, something like, hey, what are the best flights to Seattle? And it gives you an answer, a list of flights. But an AI agent, you give it a goal, like, book me the best flight to Seattle for next Tuesday. Its output isn't just an answer, it's a completed action. We're talking the ticket is booked and sitting in your inbox. See the difference? It doesn't just talk. It plans, it executes, it does. So how on earth does this even work? Well, it all boils down to one really important concept, agency. So let's unpack what that actually means for an AI. So what is agency, really? It's the power to act. Simple as that. It's the ability for a system to look at a situation, weigh its options, and then make its own choices to get to a goal instead of just, following a rigid, pre-programmed script. It's kind of the difference between a puppet and the puppeteer. Now, agency isn't just one single thing. It's really built on three core pillars. First, you've got decisional authority. That's the actual power to choose. Then there's intentionality. The agent has to have a purpose, a goal that's guiding its actions. And finally, and this one's huge, there's responsibility. The agent has to be accountable for what it does. So if our travel agent books the wrong flight, it's got to be able to recognize that mistake and fix it. Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds a lot like autonomy. And you're right, they're definitely related, but they're not quite the same thing. Think of it like this. Agency is the ability to act, while autonomy is the degree of freedom it has to act without a human constantly looking over its shoulder. So an agent could have full agency to make choices, but really low autonomy, meaning it needs you to approve every single step it takes. Let's make this super clear with our travel booking assistant again. This little agent has the decisional authority to pick between different airlines. It has the intention of getting you the best possible deal, and has the responsibility to deliver a valid ticket to your email. It's a perfect, simple illustration of agency in action. So how do you actually build an AI that can do all this? Well, it turns out there's more than one way to do it. Just like an architect has different blueprints for different kinds of buildings, engineers have different designs for agents, and each one has its own strengths and weaknesses. First up, we've got the deliberative agent. Let's call this one the planner. It's very methodical. It follows a pretty strict cycle. First, it senses its environment to gather info, then it uses a big knowledge base to create a really detailed step-by-step plan, and only then does it actually act. This is perfect for complex tasks that need a lot of reasoning and thinking ahead. Now, on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have the reactive agent, or the doer. This one doesn't do any deep thinking or long-term planning at all. It's all about instinct. It sees a stimulus, and it immediately reacts based on a simple set of rules. You can almost think of it like a reflex. So as you can probably see, there's a really clear trade-off here. The thinker is amazing for complicated plans, but it can be way too slow if the situation is changing fast. On the other hand, the doer is lightning quick and super responsive, but it has no concept of the big picture. It's the classic case of brains versus brawn. So what do? Well, naturally, the solution is to combine them. A hybrid agent gets the best of both worlds. It has a high-level deliberative layer that's always thinking about the big picture and making those long-term plans. But it also has a low-level reactive layer that can handle immediate threats or opportunities in a split second. It's like having a strategic mastermind with the reflexes of a pro athlete. So we've seen how a single agent can work. But what happens when they start to team up? Well, that's when things get really interesting. Welcome to the world of multi-agent systems, or MAS for short. And I want to be clear, this is not science fiction. This stuff is already out there, completely transforming whole industries. Think about managing a massive supply chain. A multi-agent system can have agents representing suppliers, warehouses, and trucks, all coordinating in real time. Or picture a team of robots on a factory floor working together perfectly to build a car. It's decentralized intelligence in action, right now. For these systems to work, the agents need to interact in a few key ways. The first one is cooperation. This is just classic teamwork. Multiple agents pool their resources and their abilities to achieve a shared goal that would be absolutely impossible for any one of them to do alone.
Next up is coordination. Now, if cooperation is about sharing a goal, coordination is all about not tripping over each other while you're trying to achieve it. It's about managing shared resources, avoiding conflicts, and just making sure the whole system runs like a well-oiled machine. It's basically air traffic control for AI agents.
And finally, what happens when agents have different goals, or they need to share things that are in short supply? Well, they do what we do. They negotiate. They have to communicate, make offers, make counteroffers, and find some kind of compromise that benefits everyone involved. They literally have to make deals with each other to get things done. Okay, let's bring this all the way back to our travel assistant. In a multi-agent system, your personal agent is just trying to make you happy, but it has to negotiate with an airline agent whose only goal is to sell as many seats as possible, and a hotel agent whose goal is to fill every single room. Your agent might go to the airline and say, hey, my client will book this flight if you can knock a bit off the price, and then turn around to the hotel agent and say, I can confirm a 3-night stay if you'll throw in free breakfast. It's this dynamic bargaining that gets you the best possible travel package. So, where is all of this actually heading? Well, it's pretty clear that we're at the very beginning of a huge, fundamental shift in how we interact with all of our technology. The future of AI isn't just about conversation, it's about action and getting things done. So, if there is one single thing to take away from all of this, let it be this. AI is graduating. It's moving from a world of just providing information to a world of actually taking action. We're going beyond just asking AI, what is, and we're starting to ask it, can you please do? And all of this leaves us with a massive, critical question to think about. As these AI agents become more and more powerful, more and more autonomous, with a real ability to make their own decisions and take real actions in the real world, how do we make absolutely sure that their goals and their intentions always align with our best interests and with our values? That right there is the big challenge that lies ahead for all of us.